Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Sack here. Today's February 17th, 2016. It has been 4 days since the media reported the passing of Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia. Since his death, the mainstream media has been using the word conspiracy in regards to his passing, a word that the mainstream media usually shies away from, or if they are using it, they use it in a mocking fashion. Right now, though, the mainstream media is promoting many conspiracy theories about the death of Scalia, bringing up facts such as there was a pillow above his head, there's a puncture mark near his heart, there's bruises on his body, he was perfectly healthy when he went to sleep before passing in the night. In case you missed the video I put out the day of his death, I talked about how he died on a date with 51 numerology, February 13th, 2016. The word conspiracy in gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words, sums to 51. 51, the number of conspiracy. Think about Area 51. Conspiracy, secrets, aliens, UFOs. Adding insult to injury, he died near Marfa, Texas, which is known for the Marfa lights and UFO sightings, more conspiracy phenomenon. Anyhow, one of the central themes in the conspiracy headlines that we're reading about is the judge who pronounced him dead, Judge Cinderela Guevara, who supposedly ruled that he was dead without ever seeing his body. And keep in mind that Scalia died on the 44th day of the year known as Lupercalia, an ancient Roman festival celebrating death, casting off evil spirits. Anyhow, this judge, a very suspicious name, Cinderella spelled incorrectly. Cinderella typically has two L's. Cinderella with one L sums to 44, like the day of the year he died on, matching the gematria of Lupercalia, this festival on the 44th day. And remember, 44 is the kill number, a number of assassination. This name Cinderella on the judge who made the death ruling, in simple English gematria, her name sums to 71. Remember, small way, big way, the numbers will always have the same numerology. The numerology of 44 is 4 plus 4 equals 8. The numerology of 71 is 7 plus 1 equals 8. Anyhow, 44 and 71, a special number in this language of gematria, they both sum to 144, which are numbers of killing. Notice that the word Catholic also has gematria of 71. The Catholic Church, the CC, the 33, in the history of the Catholic Church, they had a pope who died on his 33rd day of being pope. He died on a date with 44 numerology, again the kill number. This judge, she presides over Presidio County, where Scalia passed, and Presidio County also has gematria of 59, another number associated with death. Recall the first headline from CNN was this: Scalia dead. Scalia dead has gematria of 59, which is the kill number in the Jewish format. In simple English gematria, kill equals 44. Again, dead on the 44th day, dead at age 79, which is suspicious because the word murder has gematria of 79. In case you missed my first post, I talked about how his name, Antonin, has gematria of 33, the small way, 87, the big way, matching the word justice. He died on the 8th month and 7th day of the 13-moon calendar, a calendar that complements the Gregorian calendar. 8-7, a lot like justice. In a second, I'll talk about what that has to do with Pillow, part of the conspiracy headlines. It should be noted that his birthday is March 11th. He died 27 days before his birthday. This year, his birthday falls on the 71st day of the year, 44 and 71. Notice how they sum out to 144, Truth Seeker. This year, Pope Francis of the Catholic Church, keep in mind that Scalia is the first Roman Catholic Supreme Court justice in the history of the court. This year, the Pope from the Catholic Church visited on Yom Kippur, which fell on September 23rd. He visited with the 44th president this day. From that day to the date of Scalia's death was a span of 144 days. And during the time the Pope was visiting, I said, remember, use this date as a measuring stick. There will be major events that are connected to this visit between the Pope and the President. 144 days later, we get the death of Supreme Court Justice Scalia on the 44th day. No coincidence. Also, that date was Yom Kippur, September 23rd, which has gematria of 144 itself, Yom Kippur. It is the Masons, the Zionists, the Jesuits, the secret societies and high places that operate by this numerological code. They are invested in real conspiracy. That said, the conspiracy that's talked about in the mainstream media is propaganda meant to divide people. Right now you see liberals and conservatives fighting over Scalia. What happened to him, his history. For the record, anyone who speaks highly of Scalia is someone who supports fascism. This nation is a fascist nation. Fascism is the merger of corporation and government, which this nation has always been about. It was this nation that created the corporation in the first place. The people who speak highly of Scalia, which are the people who consider themselves conservatives, are fascists. The people who speak out against Scalia are considered liberals. The problem with liberals in this nation is their heart is in the right place, but their mind is not educated. They're incredibly ignorant. You could say the liberals in this nation are the fools, and the conservatives are the fascists. It's pretty much as simply as I could put it. You don't want to be in either group. You want to recognize that you're a person that is enslaved, that lives in a tyrannical state, lives under tyranny and deceit, and you want to fight against that. That's where people should be, not squabbling over false rhetoric put out by the mainstream media to divide people over political party. So anyhow, if you missed my original post on Scalia, check it out. I point out certain things such as Lupercalia, the day he died on, has gematria 44 and 98. When he was appointed with an unprecedented 98-0 vote. The same day as Rehnquist was appointed or confirmed. And the last two justices to die on the bench are now Scalia and Rehnquist. Also think about that name Scalia. Kalia dies on Lupercalia. All part of the code. Ancient Roman festival, Scalia, Roman Catholic. People are also bringing up the movie The Pelican Brief. In this movie, 2 chief justices are killed as part of a conspiracy. You could look at Rehnquist and Scalia as the 2 justices. They were appointed on the same day. They're the last 2 to die on the bench. I showed how Rehnquist, his full name equals 93 in gematria. He died on September 3rd. The Pelican Brief came out in 93. Check this out. The film runs 2 hours and 21 minutes, which is the same as 141, right? The date the film came out was a date with 141 numerology. It was also a date with 122 numerology, the reflection of 221. It was a date with 51 numerology, the conspiracy number. Scalia dies on a date with 51 numerology. It was also a date with 33 numerology, which corresponds with the word pelican, which corresponds with the word justice, which corresponds with the word Antonin. With regards to Antonin Scalia dying at age 79, the word murder equals 79, so does the name William, as in William Rehnquist. This movie about the death of 2 chief justices, there's some parallels with Scalia and Rehnquist. We know how the movies like to foreshadow the future. This movie might have foreshadowed the fates of Rehnquist and Scalia. In the movie, the 2 justices die on the same day. Scalia and Rehnquist died 11 years apart. Anyhow, the Pelican Brief also has gematria of 79, just like the age Scalia has died at. The word murder is 79. This is a movie about murdering. Scalia died at Cibolo Creek Ranch, having gematria of 79. That ranch was established in 1857, emphasis on 57. Remember, Supreme Court equals 57. In the film, 1 justice gets shot in the head, the other gets strangled in an adult theater. There's a conversation shown in the movie where where the President of the United States is talking about being in on the conspiracy assassination of these justices. And while he's having that conversation, it cuts to this shot of the security room. And look at what's up on the tape recording this conversation of the president in the movie talking about being in on killing of the justices. Look at what's on the screen. Do you think this is any coincidence? 9 minutes, or it's actually 9 hours, 11 minutes, 43 seconds, and then fractions of a second. And it's just up there for 1 second, then it shows this. It cuts from 9/11/43 to 9/11/44, and then it's gone. Notice it stops on 44, though, the kill number. With regards to September 11th in history, the World Trade Center buildings were opened on April 4th, 73. 4473. This is what I want to show you, though. There's something really interesting that happens in the film. Right here, this man is getting busted by Denzel Washington's character. Denzel Washington says he's found his memo from April 11th with the conspiracy to kill these justices. He's letting him know he's done for. What stands out is April 11th, Truth Seeker, 411. Assassin in Jewish gematria equals 411. JFK was shot from 411 Elm Street. 2 years before his death on the Andy Griffith Show, there's an episode of a bootlegging family getting busted at 411 Elm Street. Barack Obama was born 144 days before that episode. No joke. He's the 44th term president. Okay, so let's move on to the pillow detail. Headlines are saying that a pillow was found above his head. This is just more evidence of the contrived story by the numbers. Pillow the small way's 33, 87 the big way, just like the word justice, just like the name Antonin, who died on 8th month, 7th day of the 13-moon calendar. This is what I'm educating people about. Learn this language of gematria. You'll see through the headlines and the false narratives in the media. As I pointed out, the day of his death, there was also a record 5.1 earthquake in Oklahoma. The word earthquake has gematria 44. I said, see, they pair up all these stories. And then later that same day, we get this headline from CNN, Scalia's seismic death. Seismic, like an earthquake. Scalia's seismic death has gematria of 71. Another one of these numbers connected to Catholicism and death and assassination. From the Washington Post, we get this cleverly written article by the numbers, tributes to 57 for Supreme Court, 38 for death, bringing up Justice William Rehnquist, Fred Vinson. I covered these things in great detail in my original post, so I'll link that in the comments. On President's Day, we get this headline about Obama being a sacrificial lamb. What happens next? It's coded out with the number 68 corresponding with Barack Obama. Let me remind you that in 68, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on 4/4. Bobby Kennedy was assassinated on 6/6. Also on President's Day, while this was front page story, it was announced that Bruno Mars won an award for Uptown Funk, a song that came out almost 2 years ago. So I don't know why he's winning it this year. But anyhow, CNN made that big news. I noticed that Uptown Funk has gematria 44. It's all part of the big Freemason circus, these coded out spectacles. And I mean, ask yourself, what kind of President's Day tribute is that? The president as a sacrificial lamb on President's Day since when? I've also heard conservatives saying how Scalia recently called out affirmative action in Texas and then he died there. It's interesting that he died 9 weeks and 3 days, a number connected to the death of Rehnquist, as well as the movie The Pelican Brief, as well as a cult sacrifice. But really, Truth Seeker, this is all part of the contrived narrative. This is how the media lines it up. They have all this stuff planned. Scalia probably knew that his fake death was going to come on this date, and now he's probably off doing quail hunting with Dick Cheney, who hails from Wyoming, the 44th state. Remember that Dick Cheney shooting people in the face story? Look at this headline from Valentine's Day about Scalia and Ginsburg, supposedly the most conservative, the most liberal. Valentine's Day, man and woman, look at the headline. Ginsburg mourns her best buddy, 1, 2, 3, like conspiracy the big way. Also 330, a lot like 33, story of justices. And of course, political clash. This narrative is now opening up, a can of worms for the media to divide people over, which is where I started. So stop with the division, find the unity. The unity is it's we the people against the Freemasons and the secret society Perpetrators, the people in high places. Your government's not here to protect you, it's here to enslave you.